interrupt your scheduled program with breaking news. I'm Renee Chip.
And I'm Wayne Arthur.
And you might want to hear what we have to say.
Did you know burning firewood can be potentially harmful for you and your loved ones? Yes, it's true. Right here in Keene, New Hampshire, air quality can be a problem on cold winter nights. Renee, let's explain why it can be a problem in Keene and what you're up against. You aren't combating the smoke. It's particulate matter that you should be afraid of. Particulate matter is a byproduct of burning wood. According to a survey conducted by the New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services, or NHEDS, in 2010, 6% of houses use wood as a primary heating source. 14% of houses use wood as a secondary heating source. So why is that a problem?
Well, Wayne, due to the temperature inversion caused by Keene being located in a valley, on winter nights, cold air that pools up in the valley of Keene gets trapped by warmer air above it, keeping all of the harmful particulate matter in one confined area. This means that smog accumulates in Keene on cold nights where people are burning wood. This happens on a much larger scale in places like Los Angeles, but it can also happen here. At this point, you might be asking yourself, what are the possible dangers created by this wood smoke?
I'm glad you asked, Renee. Well, wood, when burned, can release over 100 different chemicals, some of them being potentially carcinogenic. What we're really concerned about is the fine particulate matter that will float around in the air when wood is burned. According to NHEDS, those particulates are less than 10 microns in diameter. That's 7 times smaller than a diameter of a human hair.
Is that right, Wayne?
Darn Skippy! In fact, there is particulate matter known as PM 2.5. It gets this name due to its minuscule size of being only 2.5 microns in diameter. These fine particles get into the lungs and get collected by air sacs called alveoli. Alveoli are tiny parts of our lungs that when we breathe will absorb whatever comes down our airways. They will fill up with blood. The blood is then reoxidized and sent back to the normal bloodstream. When fine particles from the wood smoke get into these, it can irritate the lungs and lead to all kinds of issues. These issues include allergies, asthma, bronchitis, emphysema, pneumonia, or any other heart or lung disease.
So how do I burn the right way, you might ask? The best wood to use in wood burning stoves is air-dried hardwood. Our local hardwood trees are oak, elm, maple, and ash. The wood should be seasoned for about 7 months prior to burning. Also, the wood should be protected from the elements at all times. This can be done by using a woodshed or even a tarp if nothing is available to you. This will help the wood dry out over time, making for a much cleaner burn. You should aim for a 15 to 20 water content in the wood that you burn. Freshly cut wood can have up to a 50% water content. A higher water content leads to a less efficient burn, producing more harmful pollutants that are then released in the atmosphere in the smoke that the wood produces.
So what should you do as an average American to burn wood? Wood stoves sometimes have incomplete combustion. This can be eliminated by increasing its efficiency, which is determined by the shape of the stove, how it's operated, and how it's maintained. When buying a new stove, make sure to check if it's EPA approved. The EPA set the current standards for stoves in 1990. The most efficient designs are pellet stoves, advanced combustion stoves, and catalytic stoves. Stoves cannot be sold in the U.S. unless they meet this EPA criteria. When buying a new stove, look for the EPA certification label. Certified stoves can reduce pollution by as much as 90% in some cases. If your stove is old, consider replacing it. In some cases, a tax credit may be available for you to help replace your stove. You can visit this site, www.dsireusa.org, to find out if your stove or you qualifies. Coming up next, is pregnancy linked to childbirth? Our viewer polls may shock you. I'm Wayne Arthur.
And I'm Renee Chip.
Signing off. Good afternoon, good morning, and good night.
We'll see you later at 9.